All right, so I know you read the title. I just want to clarify, I don't operate in extremes. You're typically never going to find me on one side or another side. I'm usually somewhere in the middle, either a little bit more this way or a little bit more this way. I just feel like that there's value to be had when you understand and listen to both sides of something. However, I do like to think in extremes. Typically, when I think in extremes, that gets me to where I end up wanting to be. So with all that on the table, your photography sucks. But today I'm going to give you 6 ways that it can suck less. Let's go ahead and dive right into this. Point number 1 is learning the basics. So I can almost guarantee every single one of you watching, when you first got your camera, you immediately went to shooting what looked cool, what your favorite photographer shoots, or just what you thought would look good. And that's totally fine. That's completely understand. I did the same thing. And it's because you're finally in a position to where you can start creating what's been in your mind this whole time. That's why you got the camera, whether you're doing photos or if you're doing videos, whatever, but we're just gonna stay on photos for this video. But that means you never fully took the time to learn the basics. So knowing when to adjust your ISO, your shutter speed, your aperture, that's a good starting point. If you want to create motion blur or learn different ways that you can frame your subject in camera, that's another starting point. These are things that the pros, like your Aaron Brimhalls, these are things that the pros still practice to this day to get better at their craft. And if you have any ambitions to make a living doing this, like being at those high commercial photography photo shoots, making thousands of dollars a photo shoot, you need to learn the basics. And not even that, you need to master the basics. That has to be your mindset, because like I said, these pros are still implementing the basics and practicing the basics and trying to recreate the basics. You need to be doing the same thing. Point number 2 is you most likely haven't explored your camera enough. Basically, you haven't learned how to use your camera to its full capacity. Now, can you imagine how ridiculous it must be to spend thousands of dollars on a camera and still not fully understand how to utilize it to its full capacity? Now that you understand how ridiculous that is, you need to learn your camera inside and out. Once you understand the ins and outs of your camera, you're going to unlock a whole new level of skill and creative freedom that's going to come at a premium if you decide to have people pay for your work. Point number 3 is you need to learn different styles. You don't need to explore different styles, you need to learn the different styles. Make it a habit to learn a new editing style every single day. When I was in design school, every single day I was required to try a new design technique. And we had to learn those. We had to be able to explain what we did and why we did it. There's thousands of YouTube videos that you can search up on how to do different types of editing styles. If you develop a habit of trying a new editing style every single day, you're gonna skyrocket your path to becoming that much more of a skilled photographer. Point number 4 is probably my favorite point. You need to critique your own work, and to take it to a higher level, you need to have others critique your own work. Now, the critique isn't the opportunity for people to say, oh, this is really bad, this sucks, you should have did this. It's an opportunity for them to provide that constructive feedback. And that constructive feedback, if you want to imagine this with me, is just a supply of bricks and concrete that's going to help build your skill, build your product, build your service to be that much greater, to be that much more of a skyscraper among houses, so to speak. This feedback is so valuable, it's going to have a direct impact on your development as a creative professional, whether it's going to be a photographer, a marketing guy, anything. Point number 5 is to find good inspiration. So a good way you can do this is to find good photographers on Instagram, TikTok, whatever social platforms that you're on, and just follow them. Listen to what they have to say. You need to be a sponge and absorb everything that they're giving you, because this is years of professional experience that they're just dumping out on Instagram for free. Point number 6 is probably the most difficult one, so I just want you to sit down before I say it. You sitting? Good. You need to practice every single day. Now, I don't mean to take your camera that you spent thousands of dollars on with you everywhere you go, because that's kind of extreme, and like I said, don't really like to live in the extreme. But use your phone. I mean, I'm just going to say right now, all of you watching this have a smartphone with some kind of camera on it. Use that camera. Use the different zoom modes on it. You try the wide angle one, the super wide angle one that everything's distorted on. Try the very punched in one. Try the number 2 setting on your iPhone's camera or whatever they're doing for Android nowadays. Try that, experiment with it, see how it actually affects the camera. think about how you can take what you just saw and apply it with your own camera. Test how things look differently and see what works in different types of lighting at different types of angles. And it's great to even just use your phone, because if you don't like it, it's so easy just to delete it. Or if you do like it, then it's just on the thing that you have in your pocket every single day. Like, this is making it easy to practice with. You can also light your subjects in different ways. Like, I have this stupid little desk light lighting me up, creating this like orange or amber color right here. But then I have an actual studio light right here, and it's lighting me a certain way. And I don't need the most expensive equipment to get the job done. You probably don't need the most expensive equipment to get the job done either. I mean, just if you have to use a flashlight with a paper towel on it so it kind of diffuses the light, like, get creative here if you have to. But in some way, you need to be practicing it. If you're not practicing frequently enough, which with photography, you can do this every single day. If you're not practicing frequently enough, you are not developing, you're not growing, you're just being stagnant, or even worse, you're regressing in your skill. But if you sit back and you look at any kind of business right now, chances are they're still prioritizing high quality photography. Photography is not dead. Don't let it die because you just felt lazy. Practice every single day. Master the basics, see what the pros have done to become successful, and repeat what the pros have done. I hope you're able to take these 6 different ways I told you on how you can suck less at photography and eventually become an entity in the space who's renowned for their craftsmanship within photography. If you like this video and you found it valuable in any kind of way, be sure to smash that like button, tell me what you liked about it, and share it to somebody else. Just send it to them as a text. They're going to associate that success that they get from it with you. If you want to see more content like this, or if you want to see other content on how to suck less at other creative professions, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because you don't want to miss out on that valuable content. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.